Welcome in Council Fairy Stamper. Today we'll be creating this birthday card. Let's go over some of the products I use. I use the Balloon Sentiment Stamp Set, which is FHS262, and this has in the drawstring sentiments like happy birthday, celebrate, etc. We're bringing in some Memento inks in New Sprout, Dandelion, Lulu Lavender, and Summer Sky, and some VersaFine Onyx black ink. Here I show you that I'm going to use the Irresistible spray, but I do not. I end up using sheer shimmer spray in Craft Gold. Alright, I have my card base, which is 110 pounds, some layering cardstock in purple and black, and I have a piece of white cardstock, which we'll be stamping on today, and an extra little scrap of white cardstock. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and stamp our purple or lavender balloon. And I practiced earlier with just my acrylic block and didn't get it even covered, so I'm bringing in my stamping tool here, my stamping platform, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the balloon several times using the Lulu Lavender ink, and then I'll repeat this process with each of the balloons on the next panel. So here's our balloon. I'm just going to do one last little bit here because I want the edge to be a little bit darker. And now I'm going to set this aside to dry, and then we'll fussy cut it out later. Next I wipe the balloon off, and I'm going to go ahead and set it onto our panel, and we'll start with New Sprout. We're going to go ahead and ink that up and stamp that several times as well. And this is the good thing about having a stamp positioner. You can do it over and over and not have to worry about, oh, did I line it back up properly or anything like that. So I'm going to wipe it off and move on to our next color, which is Dandelion. So I'm going to position my balloon, and right here I'm going to tell you the truth. I thought I positioned this high enough, but I didn't. I wanted the yellow one to be a little bit higher, but it all works out in the end. I wasn't going to start over. It still looks really cute. So alright, so I do this a couple times again, like I said, repeating it so that the color is nice and saturated. And it looks a little muted or mottled, I should say, on here right now, but that's because the ink isn't dry yet. Once it dries, it evens out nicely. And then our last color here is called Summer Sky, and it's this nice soft blue. I'm going to get that, do the same thing, repeat that several times. And now the sentiments for this stamp set, like I said, come on the little strings for your balloon. And it's happy birthday, celebrate, and the last one is love. So it's just a really cute stamp set. It coordinates nicely with our other stamp sets because you can have any of the fairies holding a balloon or any of the little critters holding, a balloon up there. So next time I think I'll try that. But for now, this is what we went. Alright, so we're going to pull in several of our drawstrings or balloon strings. We have the celebrate here on the blue, and then on the green I'm going to put the happy, and then I'm going to stamp the happy birthday right in the center, just between the yellow balloon and the blue balloon. That's where I want my purple balloon, which I'll have popped up with some foam adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my VersaFine Onyx black ink and ink up our sentiments and go ahead and stamp them. Now, when I went to lay it down, I realized that my celebrate sentiment is a little bit off, so I took it off. It was not aligned properly, even though I thought I did align it. So I just went ahead and removed it so that I can fix it, and I'll just stamp that on its own. So right now I'm just stamping the word happy and happy birthdays. Then I'll attach the celebrate, get it where I want it to be, and then stamp that down. I'm just cleaning it off, making sure it's nice and clean. And there it's better aligned. I think my paper might have shifted a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that several times so I have a nice dark sentiment. And we're going to set this to the side for a second. Move our stamping platform out of the way. And here's where I'm going to bring in our sheer Shimmer Craft Spray in gold. Just gonna give it a nice little shake to get all that mica powder that's on the bottom to float around. And then I'm just gonna splatter this. So this is almost a clean and simple. I mean, and it's almost a single layer card, but it's not. It has the gold splatter, which is nice, and then it has, you know, the black matting and then the lavender to finish it off. So here's our purple balloon, or our lavender balloon, and we're gonna just trim it out, just simple fussy cutting. I'm keeping my scissors straight and I'm turning my paper. Now I wanna make sure that our purple balloon has some of that gold splatter so it coordinates nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in our shimmer spray once again. Give it a few splatters, and then we will attach that with some foam adhesive. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit of this foam adhesive off this roll and put it on the back of our purple balloon. Then we will line it up over the sentiment that reads "Happy Birthday." I'm going to remove that backing. Fix any little bit that was sticking out. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Copic marker. It's a Copic Multiliner marker. And I'm going to hand draw the little string for the yellow balloon so it doesn't look like it's just floating there. I didn't quite like it after I was done, but it is done. So, and then I also made the little notches on the bottom of the balloon so that it looks like it's been tied off. Alright, so now we're going to mat the balloon panel onto this black cardstock. And this is just like about barely 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere our lavender to our card base. And then our panel onto our lavender, placing our card all together. Getting that on there. And then before I know it, my camera turned off and you missed me adhering the panel together and adding some finishing touches with some jewels, with coordinating jewels on each of the balloons. Again, we used the balloon sentiment FHS262 for our card today, and it's a nice, fun, and quick and easy little stamp set. I hope you found some inspiration, and thank you for being here.